the 2nd of January 2007, a woman stood motionless beside the frozen Tumen River on the border of North Korea and China. It was almost midnight. Snow covered the shoreline. Across the water, a single Chinese streetlight glowed through the fog. She waited for the guards to look away. Then she stepped into the river. This is the story of the people who tried to escape North Korea. For decades, North Korea has been one of the most isolated countries on Earth. Citizens are cut off from most outside information. Foreign media is banned. Leaving the country without permission is considered treason. Entire families can be punished for the actions of one person. But despite the risks, thousands still try to escape. Most defections happen near the northern border. North Korea shares a heavily fortified border with South Korea, but the northern frontier with China is different. Large sections are divided by two rivers, the Yalu and the Tumen. In winter, parts of the rivers freeze solid. That changes everything. For many defectors, China is the first objective. Not freedom, just survival. The journey usually begins quietly. Someone starts hearing forbidden radio broadcasts late at night. A neighbor returns from China with stories about supermarkets filled with food. Smuggled South Korean dramas spread through flash drives and DVDs. The outside world starts to feel real. Then comes the famine. In the 1990s, North Korea's economy collapsed after the fall of the Soviet Union. Floods destroyed crops. Food distribution systems broke apart. Entire towns began starving. Some estimates suggest hundreds of thousands died. Others place the number above 1 million. People started crossing rivers simply to eat. At first, many believed they would return home after finding food or temporary work in China. But crossing the border changed people. They saw electricity that stayed on at night, stores filled with products, internet cafes, cars everywhere. Some realized for the first time how poor North Korea actually was. The government understood the danger immediately. Border security intensified. Guards were given orders to shoot defectors. Fences and surveillance systems expanded. Punishments became harsher. Captured escapees could be sent to labor camps for years. Repeat offenders sometimes disappeared entirely. Still, people kept trying. Escaping North Korea requires layers of deception. Defectors often move through networks of brokers operating across China and Southeast Asia. Some brokers help for ideological reasons. Others charge thousands of dollars. Families inside North Korea sometimes sell everything they own to fund a single escape attempt. But China presents another problem. The Chinese government does not officially recognize North Koreans as refugees. Instead, they are classified as illegal economic migrants. If captured by Chinese authorities, defectors can be deported back to North Korea. Many live in hiding for years, constantly moving between apartments and safe houses. Some never make it further than that. Women face especially severe risks. Human traffickers operate heavily along the border regions. Some North Korean women are sold into forced marriages or exploited in illegal networks. Because they lack legal status in China, reporting abuse can lead to deportation. Even children are sometimes born stateless. For those continuing south, the route becomes longer and stranger. Many defectors travel thousands of miles through China before entering countries like Laos, Vietnam, or Thailand. Thailand eventually became one of the most common destinations because authorities there often allowed defectors to continue onward to South Korea. But every border crossing carries new risks. Smugglers abandon groups. Police raids happen suddenly. Some defectors travel hidden in trucks for days. Others move through jungles at night, guided only by flashlights and whispered instructions. There are cases of people being caught just hours before reaching safety. One former defector described staying completely silent inside a cramped vehicle for almost 20 hours, while police checkpoints passed outside. Another recalled memorizing fake Chinese phrases, despite barely understanding the language. Many never see their families again. North Korea uses collective punishment in some cases. If one family member defects, relatives remaining inside the country can face interrogation, surveillance, or imprisonment. Because of this, some defectors leave without telling anyone. Parents disappear overnight. Sons vanish during military service. Siblings stop contacting each other forever. The emotional cost can outlast the escape itself. In South Korea, defectors undergo extensive questioning and resettlement programs. Intelligence officials want to verify identities and rule out espionage. Afterwards, defectors are introduced to modern technologies many have never used before. ATM, smartphones, online banking, subway systems. Some adapt quickly, others struggle for years. North Korean society operates on strict hierarchy and surveillance. South Korea moves at extreme speed. The culture shock can be overwhelming. Defectors often describe feeling isolated despite technically being free. Accents immediately identify them. Employers sometimes discriminate against them. Depression rates among defectors remain high. Freedom turned out to be more complicated than expected. And yet, the escapes continue. Some defections became internationally famous. In 1997, Hwang Jangyop, one of the highest-ranking officials ever to defect, fled through the South Korean embassy in Beijing. In 2016, a group of North Korean restaurant workers escaped together from China. More recently, small boat crossings across the sea have increased as border surveillance patterns shift, but the most dangerous period came after 2020. During the COVID-19 pandemic, North Korea sealed its borders almost completely. Reports suggested shoot-to-kill orders were expanded near border areas. Trade collapsed further. Escape routes disappeared almost overnight. Defections dropped dramatically. For a period, escaping North Korea became nearly impossible. Then small numbers started appearing again. Satellite imagery later showed expanded fences, new guard posts, and additional surveillance infrastructure near sections of the Chinese border. The state had learned from decades of escapes. Technology was replacing trust. Cameras replaced older patrol gaps. Communication crackdowns intensified. But information still leaks through. South Korean dramas continue circulating secretly. Chinese phones are smuggled near border regions where foreign signals can briefly connect. Some North Koreans risk execution simply to watch outside media for a few minutes. Others memorize foreign phrases they hear in television shows. Because once people realize another world exists, controlling them becomes harder. That is the deeper danger for the regime. Not hunger, not poverty, comparison. Every successful escape creates proof that the outside world is real. Every smuggled movie undermines decades of propaganda. Every defector interview weakens the image of total control. And for many North Koreans, the decision to escape is not driven by politics at all. It begins with something smaller. A mother trying to feed her child. A teenager watching a forbidden TV drama. A soldier hearing foreign music for the first time. A farmer standing beside a frozen river at night, staring at lights on the other side. The journey out of North Korea is one of the most dangerous civilian escape routes on Earth. Some are caught within minutes. Some disappear in prisons. Some make it all the way to Seoul. And some are still waiting near the river. On cold nights along the Tumen, the border guards still patrol the shoreline. The floodlights still sweep across the ice. And sometimes, through the fog, another figure quietly steps toward China.